All right, welcome to the Wednesday weekly Team Prosperity Wednesday meeting. We're going to get right into things that will hopefully be taken from this meeting, implemented in your business for some positive results. We are coming into the last number of weeks of this year. So what we need to understand is that we've been kind of leading up to this, prepping you guys that there's going to be some off time here. You got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you got New Year. While you are taking time off, while you're with your family, also understand that downtime can be invested into your business, even though we don't have maybe direct activity during that time. You have the opportunity to invest some time into learning new skills, watching YouTube, whatever it is that you need to do to work on whatever part of your business that you need to work on to come out in 2022, not starting at that time, but actually springboarding into that time. Like I just mentioned before this meeting started, guys, we've implemented a new Saturday meeting. So this Wednesday meeting is more of a formal meeting. We go through some stuff. The Saturday meeting is just come and go. If you need help, you have questions, whatever it is, come, show up, get the help that you need, drop off, stay on. It doesn't really matter. Those will never be recorded. So just two different types of meetings, both have value. One of the things that we can do for ourselves, for our agents, really for our clients as well, is help people get organized. One of the ways that I see that agents have things falling through the cracks, and that includes revenue, income, and growth, is from not being organized. I fall prey to this sometimes as well. What you need to understand is if you're not the most organized person, you need to adapt technology that will help you stay organized, because as things fall apart, remember, that's revenue, income, client, partner growth. That compounded over a period of time equals thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Also, you need to understand how you get paid. So if you were an hourly or a salary employee, you know exactly how much you make by the hour, by the month, by the year, whatever it might be. Same thing if you're in a commission-based job. You know what your contract is, you know what you're expected to make off a sale. There are multiple streams of revenue and income here. You need to understand how you get paid. You start making money in those multiple streams of income by understanding what those are, how you grow into those, how you take advantage, how you extract value. And then this is also how you build agencies. If you don't understand how you get paid, how are you going to teach other people how they get paid? And also, if you're looking to make $250,000, $500,000 a year, you need to understand how you're going to get there. One of the ways that you get there is you've got a commitment to yourself and to your branch office that you're building every single month. On an average production or average growth curve line for an agency, 30% of that is your responsibility every single month. So if you're falling short of that, it's going to hurt on the end outcomes, bonus pools, revenue, income, all those things. But it also is not setting the example for the agencies that you're trying to build. If you're not leading the way, we've talked about this before, people either are going to follow your lead or they're going to follow the lack of your lead. We've got to increase awareness for meetings, and the increased percentages of shows can be backed up into how you're notifying these clients. Don't think there can be too many reminders. We all get busy. There's a lot of things coming at us and hyper speed these days. You need to make sure that people are aware they have a meeting with you, and they get enough notification, enough reminders that allows them to either, reschedule, cancel prior to that meeting, or actually show up. A reschedule or a cancel prior to the meeting is a lot better than a no-show. You want to squeeze those no-shows out of the middle and get more people into the meetings or out of the meetings, but not just sitting there at the meeting time wondering where your people are. You are the business, guys, as an entrepreneur. So you need to start thinking like, how can I, move this business forward? How can I move the ball down the field? How can I push this forward on a daily basis? You need to be coming up with creative solutions to the problems that you're having or you think that you're going to have in this growth pattern. And one of the ways that we can really help the growth of your agency starting out is understand that you have agents coming in. They're excited about the opportunity. Yeah, we've got some stuff that we will do for them, help them in different markets, but they know people. So you need to help understand for the new agent, who do you know? Because that market needs to be approached in a mission-based format, meaning that You're not going out trying to sell people that you know. You're not trying to recruit people that you know. You're trying to let the people know around you that you know, understand why you're doing this business, what you're trying to do to help, the magnitude of the problem, and get them buying into the fact that they can help you by referring people that fall into one of these, couple or three categories. If you lead in the warm market and you teach your agencies how to lead in the warm market with a mission, letting the people understand why you're doing what you're doing, letting them get inundated with information about what you're doing for the sole purpose of helping you in one or more ways, that's going to lead to some warm market meeting. And that's going to lead to some warm market sales. Just neglecting the fact that we just skip over the warm market, or not understanding how to properly go into a warm market and get the results that you're looking for, which is just the open information. Get the information out, get people talking, get people looking at what you're doing. Also, as an entrepreneur, guys, you have to understand, like I've told you before, I was never in a recruiting position until I got involved in this type of a model. But understand, as an entrepreneur, part of what we do and part of the hat that one of the hats that we wear is as a recruiter. You are a talent scout. You're not bringing in massive amounts of people. You're bringing in core groups of the right type of people. And if you do this correctly, it becomes systematic. And when it becomes systematic, guess what? You, as that great recruiter in the beginning, you can step away from what you've done in the systematic approach. It still is in place and it still continues on without you. So that means, as an entrepreneur, that the best investment you're going to make over the coming weeks, over the coming months, over the coming few years is in yourself. You have to bet and invest heavily in yourself. And once you're able to do that, you take it and pay it forward. You invest in other people. Can't skip the process of investing in yourself and just think that you're going to go out, coach, mentor, train, support other people. It's got to be internal first, and then you spread it external. Also, guys, understand that as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, your daily timeline, like I said last week, if a documentary crew was following you around daily and kind of documenting your business growth, your development, what are they seeing? I will tell you that you can waste a lot of time every single day. It's very easy to get distracted. What you need to do is, if you're finding yourself being distracted by social media platforms, you need to stay away from them until it's actually time to get on there and do what you need to do for business. And then the social aspect of that, keep for off hours. Now, we're not driving to meetings, obviously, but we are learning how to waste less time and drive more meetings online. That's the sole purpose of 95% of why I use social media, is to make sure people know on the outside business world they're doing business with me or looking to do business with me. I'm a real person, I have a family, I have hobbies, interests, all those things. And then on the other things like LinkedIn, just business activity, business growth, business recruiting. But overall, if I didn't need social media, if I didn't see social media as a valuable part of this overall business plan, I probably wouldn't be on social media. So understand its importance, its value, and how we're really trying to use it. One of the things you can also do to help your partners, your agency growth is, yes, we're in the same business, we're in the same team, we're in the same organization. But if you see somebody put out a post, help them, reinforce, the messages out there, give them some engagement, even though it really doesn't have any value for them or for you directly. It has value for them because that might spur on somebody else to leave a comment or a reaction. So help build your partners' online messages by reinforcing the alignment, the engagement, all the things that we're trying to do. Last week, you guys, we talked about front loading your business, the importance of massive amounts of people looking, quote unquote, in your store windows. Cash flow is the leading indicator of financial health. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to educate, improve, create cash flow, learning to disqualify prospects with checklists. So it's not about just finding somebody that maybe is one of many things that you're looking for. It's a majority of that checklist being checked off. Combination advantage of marketing and network, the difference, how those two things coincide. Understanding business disruption and how that creates different value points for different types of people. And what's your message and why does that really matter? Remember, if you look at everything that we do from a factory pattern, it becomes a lot easier to identify issues, problems, and then solve those problems in sectored kind of solutions. If you're just looking at the whole idea of your business model and not breaking things down, it's a lot harder, like I said, to identify and solve issues in different sectors. This is essentially what we do on the front side. It's not hard to understand. We've got a server that we're using, to connect to the internet, and then we are communicating, marketing, networking, pretty much constantly. We're in the contact business. So once again, if you've got personas of people that you're looking to work with on the client and partner side, and then every single day you're talking to very few of those people, not going to get much business growth here. Understand the time and the place that we're in. You have a massive opportunity to go out and communicate with lots and lots and lots of people every day, but making sure that we understand in that communication, we're not trying to pre-qualify people for stuff, trying to disqualify them. So we're talking to the right people at the end of the day. And this is essentially what we're doing. That communication, that marketing leads to different cycles of communication. And through those cycles of communication, you're pulling the right type of people into the next action step. Don't drag somebody into an action step that you should have disqualified on the front end. That makes this business build out for you and your agency grow so much harder. Remember, it's the right type of people. And if you learn to attract the people that you know you can help, that want to help themselves, and they're positioned to take the next step, make the decision, etc., then this, like I said, becomes just an easy communication cycle of just putting people in different types of slots. The raw material that comes into your factory, that's something that you're going to have to decide. Who is it that I work with on the client, on the partner side? Who is it that I don't work with on the client and partner side? And this isn't just something that you digest internally. This is something you let the outside audiences know. This is who I work with. This is who I don't work with. And why is that? Disqualification process continuously. It's time to move on. And when you understand that you've disqualified somebody, whether that be 2 minutes into the conversation, 20 minutes, the second appointment, whenever that time comes, it's time to move on, guys. We're not in the business of just wasting a lot of time, working as hard as we can. We want to work smart so we can get the results that we're looking for. And those sales meetings, those education meetings, all the things that we do that are actually driving the real results, that starts from the very, very beginning of marketing. Bringing in the right people to these education meetings that convert to the back end reports meetings that gives us income, revenue. Clients are going to go out there and be an advocate for what we do. Ultimately, this is what I'm trying to help you guys do. Drive the overall number of meetings and appointments that you have down, but drive the conversion rate up. So once again, we're trying to have a full calendar, but we're trying to have meetings and appointments with people who have a reason to do something. If there's no reason to do something, there shouldn't be a meeting. So the number of meetings overall driven down. Now we're talking to that core group that we've got. And from that, now we're talking to the right people, conversion rates will go up. So that's how you're working smart over working hard. And this all starts preemptively in the very, very beginning. Doesn't matter if I'm talking to a potential partner or a potential client. If somebody doesn't have a vision for a better life, they don't want anything, there's nothing motivating them, then what's the point of continuing that conversation? Doesn't matter how great of a roadmap or what I build to get them to an end point. We really don't know what the end point is, and there's no clear vision here. So when you're talking to those people, this is really what it looks like. Just blackness, darkness, trying to feel around in a dark room, helping somebody find an exit in a complete dark room. This is not going to work. This is called wasting time, guys. It's nothing wrong with, letting somebody know, hey, you're not the type of person that I work with. I'm not the right type of person to help you, but I do wish you the best of luck going forward. We're looking for people who have goals, who want something, who desire something, want to avoid a pain point so we can help them either reach that destination or avoid reaching that destination, depending on whether that's a pain point or a goal. You got to speak their language, not yours. So whatever somebody's goals, dreams, motivations are, those are unique to them. Maybe 180 degree opposite of what you want in your life, but you have to speak their language, not yours, and help them get to their desired end destination, with all of the things psychologically put into that front end that's going to motivate them to take the next action step. Remember, people are creatures of emotion. So we need to understand in certain people's situations, we need to be empathetic about what's going on, but you also need to be assertive about your ability to help the person and your assertiveness about why you're the right person they should be talking to solve these issues. You're trying to take a jumbled mess of somebody having no clear idea of how they're going to get to where they want to go. We're trying to pave a direct one-way lane, whether that's a partner or a client. Once you can unravel the mess and show them how to, a clear, concise way, short, efficient route to get to their end destination, action steps, that's when you can start demanding the action step. Action changes everything. And once you're able, like I said, to define a way to get somebody to either where they want to go or avoid getting somewhere they don't want to go, then it's time to take the action. And if you get to the action step and the person is not really ready to go and you've done what you needed to do, probably goes back to what we were just talking about in terms of probably didn't do enough to disqualify that person on the front end. We need to have action, but we also need intention with our action. So it's not just random, indirect action. What are we doing? Where is it pinpointed? What are we trying to accomplish and why? And then along the way, whether it's our clients, our partners, ourselves, we have to have targets and objectives. We don't just go from point A to point Z and never look down to see how we're getting to the end destination. So along the way, are we hitting our objectives? Are we hitting our targets? And if not, that's how we fix it, along the way. We don't try to fix it from, an aerial, bird's eye view. Our main target and objective in the business on the front side is traffic. You just need people understanding that, knowing that you're in business, understanding what you're doing, and then the way that we've tried to develop it by leading with value, giving people stuff, that leads to our conversions. With no traffic, there's not going to be any conversions, guys. So once again, who are the people that I'm supposed to be talking to every day? And am I talking to enough of them? When I talk to people in a general way, you have to kind of walk a line, because yes, people will agree, most everybody, that people have too much debt and too little wealth. You can't talk down to people. You got to encourage people. You got to inspire people that there is a solution to a macro problem, and we deal with that problem on an individual basis. One-on-one education, one-on-one meetings. There's a lot that you can go out there and feel proud and confident that you have to offer. Money makes money, guys. And when you understand that, and when you can talk to other people about that, it's not hard to kind of figure out where somebody is in that flow. If money makes money and money's always in movement, then if it's not working for us, it's working against us. If it's working against us, it's working for somebody else. So we teach people how money makes money and how to effectively be on the right side of that equation. We also teach them how to get unshackled from whatever is holding them back, whether that's debt or whether that's a number of variable different things. Whatever's holding somebody back from going forward, that's what we're going to pinpoint. That's what we're going to concentrate on. And like I said, on an individualized basis, there's a lot of value to sit down with us. There is, in my opinion, a huge financial sickness out there. You guys have the cure. So once again, on a medical kind of terminology, if there was a sickness that you had a cure for, you want to spread that. You want to let people know you've got the cure. Same thing here, guys. You don't want to be a silent or a secret agent here. You want to let people know that times are changing, that the economy, a lot of things right now are not going to go back to the way they were. So people either adapt or they die. And we teach people not just to survive during these times going forward, but actually thrive. Does somebody want to thrive? Yes, they do. And then, these things that we talk about, these messages that we spread, you can't ignore social media. Like I said, one of the main reasons I'm on social media is to spread my word on the business side, help people. I'm not really there on a personal level. I'm there to let people know that I exist, I'm real when they're checking me out. But ultimately, you have to understand that in our business, we're not selling a car. We're not selling an appliance. There's not somebody looking for something at a specific time and then it's gone. So when you talk about the research phase, It's always going on for our potential clients. They might not even know they're in the research phase. Social media advertising, especially mobile, is the single biggest opportunity in the history of advertising. You need to learn that we've created an environment with social media where you can talk directly to potential partners or clients and get engagement. And this is what I've been trying to teach you. It's not about direct selling, direct recruiting. It's about building an online presence that, gets engagement from entertainment, education, whatever it might be. And then from that engagement gets alignment into what we're trying to do on the backside. Alignment and engagement is the key to social media. You're going to build, you're going to engage, and at the right time in the right place, you're going to sell. We just talked about this a little bit. We have to understand we can't talk down to people. We can't have negative connotations in our marketing. Good marketing makes the company look smart. It's not what we really want to do. Great marketing makes the customer feel smart. You want to empower people. And once you understand that, it's a lot easier to go out and have those conversations, because typical, like from an insurance agent perspective, insurance is dealt mostly from a fear factor. And when insurance is in place, usually there's got to be something bad happening for the benefit to take place. Well, you're not selling from a fear factor here. You're trying to empower, inspire, teach people that they can create a life they actually want versus just drifting in to one from, an inadequate plan of action. And this is just what we're trying to do. It doesn't stop when you've created the client. When you've gone from the problem, the awareness, to the education, the selection, once they become the client, just like once they become the partner, your relationship still continues, because the onboarding, the use, the expansion of that solution creates user-generated content, creates testimonials, creates people going out there speaking your brand. That's as important as the front side sale. And you also need to understand that small things can lead to huge increases. So when you're building marketing, you're looking at what's going on. In this example right here, a 10% lift in conversion. Look at this, guys. It creates an 800% increase in sales. So understand, small things that you do, tweaks on the front side, in conversion factors, or even in simple tweaks to languages and verbiages sometimes, can make huge differences in the back end outcomes and results. If you want to do this, which I know most all of us do, we want to build nationwide distribution of our products and services. It really starts with your ability to build a business model that's based on curiosity. Can we go out there and ask questions? Can we provide value? Can we get conversations open in a way that gets people interested in wanting to know more? There's a big difference, you guys, between a fixed and a growth mindset. And one of the biggest things that I look at in individual partners coming in as a front end filter, the cash flow quadrant. Where are they? If they're an employee, they want to stay there. That conversation, that's a disqualifier, right? Same thing here. I think for a lot of different uses on the client and partner side, does somebody that you're speaking to still believe the American dream is alive and attainable? If not, it might be problematic getting them into a mindset of being able to create something on the backside that mimics the American dream. Is still, people still believe it's in place, believe it's possible, and they're chasing it. Bring those people to the table, those people that I want to convert into potential clients as well as potential partners, and help them, build that roadmap to get where they want to go. We're leading the way. And once you understand that, not just in one industry, but in multiple sectors, and the fact that we've got both demand as well as, I think, solutions for this entire decade. Like we've talked about, you're coming out of a time, after 9/11, which created the housing market, which created many, many, many years of ultra low interest rate environment that encouraged risk and that encouraged debt. We've got the solution coming out of that as that environment changes. So understand, you need to stay committed. You need to stay determined. You need to stay focused. There's going to be good days and bad days. This doesn't happen in a week, 3 weeks, 6 weeks. You got to put the time investment, knowing that the time invested on the front end allows you to have an exit strategy, walk away with a cash flow asset. It's different from just working a job or just selling a product over and over and over again. This time investment can lead to leveraged and passive income. So you need to understand what you're doing. You need to keep learning. Remember, your income is a reflection of you learning and implementing new things. It's not even 5 years. Where can you be in 18, 24 months coming into 2022, 2023? These are going to be explosive years. And if you organize yourself correctly and you build some foundations right now to help absorb the growth, we will help you guys build agencies, build successful agencies, active agencies, and then we'll all win on the client and the partner side. So that's all we have for this week, guys. Let me stop.